In 2007, one company controlled over 50% of the global mobile phone market. They weren't struggling. They weren't behind. They weren't running out of money. And yet, just a few years later, they sold their phone business for $6 billion less than it was once worth. This wasn't bad luck. This wasn't bad timing. This was one decision that destroyed Nokia. And what makes this even worse? They were warned. To understand how Nokia collapsed, you need to understand just how powerful they once were. In the early 2000s, Nokia wasn't just a phone company. It was the phone industry. Their devices were everywhere. Durable, reliable, famous for batteries that seemed to last forever. If you owned a mobile phone, chances are it said Nokia on the front. Inside the company, confidence wasn't just high, it was absolute. Nokia dominated through hardware. They built phones faster than anyone else on Earth. They shipped at massive scale. And they understood manufacturing better than their competitors ever would. But there was one area they quietly dismissed: software. Nokia believed software existed to support hardware, not define it. Their operating system was clunky, fragmented, and difficult to update. Different phones ran different versions. Developers struggled to keep up. Internally, some engineers knew this was a problem. Externally, Nokia didn't care. After all, why fix something when you're winning? Inside Nokia, there was no sense of urgency. Sales targets were being hit, bonuses were being paid, market share kept climbing, but quietly something else was happening. Engineers warned that their software was becoming impossible to maintain, that competitors were thinking differently, that phones were turning into platforms. Those warnings didn't spark action. They disappeared. Because inside highly successful companies, bad news doesn't travel upward. It gets filtered out. Now, picture a Nokia boardroom in 2007. A new phone is passed around the table. No keyboard, no buttons, just glass. Someone asks, how do you even type on this? Another points out the battery life. Someone jokes that consumers will hate it. The phone comes from Apple, the iPhone. The meeting moves on. Not because Nokia didn't see the device, but because they didn't believe it mattered. And this is where Nokia made a critical mistake. Not in technology, but in how they interpreted it. The iPhone wasn't just a phone. It was software first, an ecosystem, an experience, a computer in your pocket. Consumers didn't just buy it, they adapted to it. And while Nokia debated hardware specs, the market quietly shifted underneath them. Nokia faced a choice: rebuild their software from the ground up, adopt Android early, or partner with someone else. Android felt chaotic, unfinished, uncontrollable. Google moved fast, changed direction often, didn't wait for permission. For Nokia, a company built on structure and predictability, that felt dangerous. Microsoft felt familiar, corporate, safe. So Nokia partnered with Microsoft and bet its future on Windows Phone. That decision locked Nokia into a small app ecosystem, slow development cycles, and software they couldn't fully control. Developers ignored it, consumers rejected it, and while Nokia waited, everyone else moved on. At first, the damage wasn't obvious. Nokia still shipped phones, still had global distribution, still had brand recognition. But something had changed. Developers stopped building apps, consumers stopped caring, and once an ecosystem dies, hardware can't save it. Market share collapsed. In 2013, Nokia sold its mobile phone division for $7.2 billion. Just a few years earlier, analysts valued that same business at over $13 billion. That's a $6 billion loss, not caused by technology, but by ego. Nokia didn't fail because they were stupid. They failed because they were successful. Success made them slow. Confidence made them blind. They didn't lose to Apple. They lost to change. The same way Blockbuster ignored streaming. The same way Kodak ignored digital. Success doesn't protect companies from failure. It causes it. So here's the real question. Was Nokia's biggest mistake ignoring software or refusing to admit they were wrong? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you want more stories about billion-dollar mistakes, corporate collapses, and decisions that changed history, subscribe to the channel because the next failure might be even bigger.